Yo, it's Jony Beats, 21 years old. I'm a producer, produced for DBE, Pop Smoke, AJ Tracey, Pot of Paper, Unknown T, I'm Hunter, Nate Smooth, SL, Scraps, East T, Geo, Jeezy, the list goes on. And tonight we're going to be breaking down KwolleM AJ Tracey song, Grandma's Kitchen. And the way the song came about was me and KwolleM had linked up alongside Bex to finish off a song called End of Time alongside Unknown T, which is on KwolleM's tape. And whilst Bex was recording her verse, KwolleM had sent me a project, slapped my headphones on, and as soon as I heard the sample, I knew it was going to be a banger. Added a little garage flick onto it alongside with some drill, then finished up the beat in that session. KwolleM took it home, linked up with AJ Tracey separately, got the song done. And so yeah, gonna be breaking it down tonight because it is my favorite beat I've made in the past 2 years, I'd say. Looking forward to it, let's go. So originally, when KwolleM sent me the beat project, he named it No License Heady. So even before listening to the sample that he sent me, I was just thinking of Heady One instantly. So open up the project. This is a sample that KwolleM had found. Let me just play that real quick. So when I heard the vocals come in, I knew straight away that I needed garage drums on it. And then funnily enough, that the tempo of the sample was 142. So obviously that's a drill tempo. So I was just like, cool, let me get garage and mix it in with drill. So there's 3 segments to this beat. The first section is garage, the second section is drill, and then the third one is just an instrumental break where it's just a sample only, just a breather. So cool, we're just gonna run through the garage section first. And there's not a lot of sounds for the garage section. There's only, I think, 4 sounds. So we got the bass, which is like the most important part of the beat because it just gives that bounce. So just play that real quick. Then we got a perk loop just in the background. Then I added some hi-hats, a kick and a snare just to give it that extra bounce. And then having all of that together makes it sound like this. So yeah, it's really simple, but it does the job. You know, it sounds busy and gives a lot of room for AJ to jump on it and do his thing. So altogether with the sample, it sounds like this. Now the next part is the drill part. That part is a lot more complicated. It's got a lot more perks in it. I'll just play the drum, the 808s first. So yeah, it follows the same root notes as the garage drums. It's always important to follow the root notes because otherwise it's going to sound out of pitch and it's not going to sound good. Got the kicks obviously that just accompany the 808s. And then we have the counter snares, which gives it the main bounce alongside with the 808. So I don't know if you can hear that, but the counter snares do have a slight delay on it, which gives it like that extra groove. After that, we've got the rest of the perks. We've got some random ones in there. We've got some cowbells in there. Never really used cowbells in a drill beat, but it's in there and it works. So I'm just gonna play all the perks by itself. So you obviously got the caps, the rims, the gunshot, the open hats. And I really like open hats because when you have a high-end sound like an open hat and you have it alongside the kick, it just gives it that kick, that extra oomph. All together, alongside with the sample, it sounds like this. In the second half of the drill section, we've got a different 8-weight pattern. It's a bit more complicated, got a few more slides there, just to give it that variety, but not obviously doing too much where the artist is a bit like, what the fuck do I do? Then we've got obviously the bridge section, which has got no drums, it's just straight melody. Now there's a section where I've got the two garage and drill together, in which I've got the garage bass, but I've got the drill perks on it, and this is how that sounds together. And then the final few things is just obviously adding some transitions, some reverse claps, some reverse crashes, just to make sure that, you know, the transitions from the different genres is a lot more smoother. And then in the bridge as well, I've got a low pass filter that just makes it sound more calm, and it's more like cool. Like this is a bit of a breather before you go back into the drums again. Now altogether, the beat sounds like this. And yeah, just repeats itself. Now obviously KwolleM had put Heady One as the title name, so the artist I had in mind was Heady One, and I fully thought that KwolleM was going to try push this towards Heady One. And then a couple of weeks later, after the session when we done the beat, he sends me a message and he's like, I've got AJ on the No License beat. The No License was what the beat name was originally called. For some reason I wasn't thinking AJ Tracey, I just kept thinking of AJ, the Afro swing artist, and I was just confused. I was just like, why would you get AJ on it? And then obviously a few hours later did it ring to me. I was like, wait, hold on, garage. And I was like, there's no way it's got AJ Tracey on it. The next morning I went on a road trip to Wales with my cousins and family. KwolleM sends me the song whilst we're driving up to Wales, so then obviously I slap it on the speakers, and yeah bro, it was just a banger. Like I just knew straight away it was gonna pop off, and it probably is like top 3 songs I've ever like made, and I still listen to it to this day. I've rinsed it out. It's one of the few songs that I actually listened to that I produced myself. Shout out KwolleM, because if it weren't for him, this song would have never ever happened. And shout out AJ Tracey for shelling his part on this, because bro, he spun the beat like it's crazy. So when I was 16, someone that I knew had sent a story of young Adz's being like Jony Beats. So obviously this was summertime and I just finished my GCSEs, so I was just fully locked in and just making beats. Bro, I was making hella beats just for Adz. making like 4 beats a day and just sending it to him every single day. Now, when that summer was finished, that's when I jumped into doing A-levels. So like education was a bit more serious. And in that year of producing, nothing really happened with me. So when Christmas came by, you know, like I remember mom being like to me, she was just like I see that music's like your hobby and you're passionate about it, but you know, nothing's really come of it. So why don't you just like slow it down a little bit and focus more on education? I was just deep into that Christmas holiday. I was just like, oh, should I really just step back from music a little bit? And I was just like, yeah, I might have to do that. I kid you not, yeah. December 26th, I'm on this producer group chat and one of them sends me a voice note and he's like, yo, Johnny, I think I heard your tag on DBE's new album. And I was just like, nah. I didn't even know that they released an album. And then I hear the voice note, and then within the first second, I knew straight away that it was my beat. And then literally, my brother's next to me, I just let out the biggest, oh my God. And he's bare shook, he's like, what happened? I'm looking, I'm like, yo, I just got a song with DBE. And he's just like, nah, you're lying. And then my mom comes out of the kitchen, she's shook because she's heard me scream. And then she doesn't know who they are, innit? But then she just bare gas on me because she's seen that I'm gassed. The first time I got a major placement placed was just by spamming to the email. Funny enough, just all luck. And now I'm here. I think nowadays people fail to realize that the reason why a lot of people do blow up in the first place is because they have a unique sound. So when it comes to balancing artistic creativity with commercial appeal, I think that isn't really a thing anymore, where it's just like, if people like what they're hearing, they'll listen to it regardless. Go fully creative with what you do, find your own sound, and you'll get your fan base from that because you're unique to whatever else they hear. I think what needs to be changed is the focus of trying to get the next trendy song and to more focus on the long-term vision of a career. Going back to what I said earlier, which is, you know, find your own sound, find your team, build yourself as an artist, create a story almost that your followers can listen to, rather than seeing what's popping on TikTok and just catting that sound and hoping that it blows up. Because, you know, we've seen it time and time again where there's certain trends and a few artists will jump on that trend. Next thing you know, when that trend dies out, they're nowhere to be heard of. The only thing that stands the test of time is having a unique sound. Do your own thing, and then TikTok will catch on to that. Rapper-wise, I say Northside Benji. He's cold. And that's one person that I feel like I can definitely get to and can get that placed 100%. It's definitely doable. In terms of, it might be a bit of a stretch, I'd definitely say Future, and surprisingly I say Roddy Ricch. I think Roddy Ricch is cold. Aside from rappers, I'd definitely say Annie Rudd. Just for the culture, innit? Just for the culture. And then I think Hans Zimmer, because he's just cold, innit? If you don't listen to orchestra, you're missing out big time, man. That is my number one source of creativity. Just hearing the most random stuff. The simple answer is no, but I feel like producers can definitely go about it in a certain way. So rather than like, you know, sitting there complaining and being like, you're not getting enough recognition, I think it's better to have the mindset of, you're seeing that you're not getting enough recognition, force yourself to be in people's cameras or whatever. Like even the small things of just like putting your face on social media, doing TikTok videos, just making sure that, you know, you have an image yourself rather than being behind the scenes. I'd say the best way to say it is like, move like an artist. Like try build that unique sound, try build that fan base, you know, and we're seeing that a lot nowadays. You know, we're seeing producers have their own sound. Like, okay, for example, people like Cash Cobain. Everyone knows what a Cash Cobain beat is, and that's simply because he just found his own unique sound. And, you know, he's capitalized on that. He's put himself out on social media, you know, he's put an image out of himself. He's a producer first and foremost. He's acting and moving like an artist, which I feel like if more producers do that, the limelight will start to go on us a lot more. And then the overall producer team will get a lot more recognition. This is going to sound very weird. Consciously, no, but subconsciously, yes. And I say subconsciously because when I was young, I had zero interest in music. I hated music. And so all I would hear was my dad just playing Tamil rhythms all day long. And, you know, Tamil songs are very, very emotional. And I feel like listening to a lot of my beats and a lot of my melodies nowadays, it does have that emotional element to it. And that's why I say subconsciously, because I'm not there thinking about it being emotional. That's just what I just make nowadays. But recently, I've been doing a lot of more experimentation alongside Carnatic music. I don't know if you've seen the TikTok videos and other beats where like I've got like a Carnatic violin player and, you know, I'm doing emotional piano melodies but slapping like trap beats on them, trapping like trap wave beats on it. So, you know, fingers crossed, hopefully people are rocking with it and, you know, get some placements, because bro, it'll be sick to be like Nate Smalls jumped on the Carnatic violin, putting on for the culture, putting on for the scene. If it does go somewhere where I want it to be, it can definitely show other people that you're not in a box, you know, you can do anything, you can expand. The biggest thing I've learned is less is more. Like not having to do too much, just keeping it simple. You know, just have like catchy melodies, simple drums, but making sure that it's bouncy. When you're with an artist, you need a lot of space because the artist needs to shine. It's their song. The production is there to accompany them. The more space you give them, the more flows and freedom they have to do whatever they want to do. This is not to do with music, but it's just to do with life in general. Being humble is to only satisfy people who are insecure about what they do in their lives. People can take that negatively, isn't it? Not being humble, being egotistical. But I think the way to go about it is be confident in your abilities and what you can do for yourself. Like you can have a lot of people who can chat shit about you, but you simply just like have to not care, and you need to be so confident in your abilities, you wouldn't even care what other people say. So put your head down and work, but at the same time, don't let anyone downplay what you've done in your career or anything in life. I think the mental health side of it isn't talked enough. I say that because, you know, it's one thing getting good at making beats, and that takes years to do. Then there's another thing of building up your network. So once you build up your network and you're locked in with an artist, then you got to do a session. After you do that session, you're going to do countless sessions, just making hella songs. Then out of all those sessions where you're doing like 10-hour shifts, you got to hope that the artist will drop one of the songs. Then after that, you got to just hope of getting a good paycheck. Then you got to hope that the song actually bangs and it gets hella views so that your publishing's up. Then you actually got to get paid. There's so many things that go behind the scenes that people don't realize, and it does get very, very stressing, and it's just like you need a lot of patience in this music game, because it doesn't come like that. It takes years. I've had songs that come out a couple of years ago and I'm only seeing the monetary benefits now. There are a lot of people who do just give up because they've got other responsibilities like taking care of a family, and you know the music lifestyle isn't sustainable for that. That's why mentally they're just stressing out. And even myself is just like, who have got amazing songs, and then people on the outside are looking at them being like, oh wow, he must be living life. Bro, no, because even though I've got a hit song, I'll celebrate for like 5 minutes, and then the next thing I'm worrying is, cool, I need to now get a song that's better than that song, and which is not good. And I feel like when you try to do it seriously and when you start getting a few big placements, it does become a grind. It becomes like a job. I started making beats when I was like 14. So from 14 to 16, I didn't really know about getting placements. I just made beats because I was just obsessed with them. When I was 16, then I start collaborating with other producers, and then realized, cool, you know what, I can send my beats out to artists. And I'm sending beats out. You have my lucky break with DBE. And then after that first DBE placement, I remember sitting down with the brethrens and being like, cool, you know what, this could actually go somewhere, because if DBE are using my beats, who am I to say that all these other big artists can use my beats? This is when I was still in A-levels. I was still like a bedroom producer. I would just send beats through emails, kept racking up the placements, etc. Then university comes, still doing my music stuff, but more I'm going to more sessions a lot more now. Then I'm starting to post on social media, etc. And then right now, you know, just graduated, so I'm doing it full time. Fingers crossed that now I can finally put in 100% effort into the music thing, so hopefully it pays off. It's Jony Beats. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Go check me out on Instagram and TikTok at JonyBeats_. This is Beat Breakdown. Love.